Hi, and welcome again to another episode of Truly Happy Juan. Ako po ulit si Eric Calugdan. Kasama po natin si Sir Enrico Garcia. Ayan. So, ako po ay isang IT consultant. Used to be an IT consultant for Unisys and then put up my own business called Infotext since 2001. So, magto 20 years na siya next year, 2021. I'm also the CIO of Philpax and CTO of Sante, and you can consider me as a serial entrepreneur. Ayan. So, kasama po natin si Sir Enrico, which he used to be the retail operations manager for Shell, and then became the country manager of Herbalife, and then became the director of operations of Avon, and one of the board of directors of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. Now he is a mindset coach and kino-coach niya ang ating mga kababayan, no? Paano ba maging successful sa business, sa buhay, no? Dahil meron naman talaga mga world class, no, na Pinoy na anong pinagkaiba nila sa atin? Ang pinagkaiba lang is yung kanilang mindset. Once na malaman natin paano sila mag-isip at ma-acquire natin the way they think, no, we will eventually be successful as well. Ayan. Yan. So, a few months back, no, during this quarantine period natin, kinontak ako ni Sir Enrico. Sabi niya, Eric, ang dami nating mga bad news na lang na naririnig. Ano bang pwedeng alternative na pwede nating gawin, no? So, nabuo itong Truly Happy One to inspire our mga kababayans, no, and change their mindset and go through this pandemic, no, and become world-class Pinoys. Ayan. So, every week we do this Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pero for this year, ito na po ang ating last na episode for this year. Ang susunod natin na episode will be January 9, no, 5 p.m. Again, that's a Saturday, 5 p.m. Para hindi nyo yan ma-miss, no, make sure that you like our videos, comment din kayo dyan, tag nyo yung mga friends nyo na gusto nyo makinig din, share it with your friends, no, feel free to share the link. And of course, subscribe sa YouTube. Merong subscribe button dyan sa baba, kulay red sa YouTube. It's free to subscribe. And also, you can join our Facebook community. Yung link na sa description nitong video, yun yung last link na papunta dun sa Facebook group ng ating Truly Happy One community. Ayan, nanonood po sa atin si Sharon, my better half.
Oh, thank you, Sharon.
Watching. And Donna Belen is watching, Sir Enrico. Ayan,
Oh,
nanonood sa atin si
hi,
Donna
Donna.
Belen.
How
Yes,
are
you can
you?
also mention in the comments where are you watching from. If you're watching from Manila, no, type nyo lang watching from Manila or watching from Dubai para alam natin kung hanggang saan umaabot itong ating broadcast ng Truly Happy One. And during the whole session, you can type in your questions, no, or your feedback, your confirmation na tama yan, ganun nga talaga dapat. No? Type nyo yan sa comment section below para meron tayong interaction na nangyayari. No? Okay, so ang topic natin this week is about, ayan, it's not what you say, it's what they hear. Ayan. Ano ba tong topic natin ngayon, Sir Enrico?
Good afternoon, Eric, and to our viewers. This is our last episode for 2020.
Yes.
And yeah, ito napaka-importante nito. Ang ganda nito eh. Yung oftentimes kung ano yung tingin natin, sinasabi natin, hindi yun naririnig nung ating mga kausap. So sa madaling sabi, it's really understanding that people will hear what you're saying based on where they are in their life, ano yung circumstance, ano yung belief nila at that point. So it's just a conscious effort for us to be able to communicate more effectively. And we'll go through just a few slides to talk about this. In psychologist jargon, or tawag ng psychologist dito, their technical term for it is framing. Siguro narinig mo na yan, Eric, like it's how you frame the question.
How you frame, correct.
Oo, di ba? So pag yung iba ang galing the way they frame it, di ba? Ang dating sa'yo, iba. Although more often than not, they're saying the same thing. But the way they have framed it, it's exactly, hindi yung sinabi mo, pero yung iyong narinig. Based on yung context mo, yung circumstance mo. Sige, let's go through it. And then we'll talk about it, how you can use this in business. Diba? Especially in business. Yeah.
Okay.
Sige.
Next slide. Yeah.
So yeah, that's okay. So the next slide is here. Let's do a little, di ba? So which is healthier, Eric? The 99% fat-free or the 1% fat?
99% fat-free or 1% fat? Pareho lang.
Okay. Ikaw,
Oo.
yeah, you noticed that. But did you know
Uh-huh.
that when this test was run,
Uh-huh.
majority said 99% fat-free?
Okay. Okay. Kasi
Kasi nga,
hinahanap ko yung mas malaking fat eh.
exactly.
Oo.
So, which, and the marketers are very good at this.
Mhm.
Di ba? So, nalulure ka dun sa 99. Di ba?
Mhm.
Wow! 99% walang taba. Eh, pareho
Mhm.
lang naman yun dun sa 1% fat. Di ba?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's the same thing being said. O sa next tayo, Eric, 98% fat-free or 1% fat?
98% fat-free or what? Doon ako sa 98%.
Oh, ayan, tingnan mo, nakakatawa si Eric. Di ba? 98% fat-free. Di ba?
Oo.
Tama na naman si Eric dahil, syempre, less fat. Di ba?
Hindi, more fat.
Baliktad. Sorry,
I
nabaliktad.
mean,
Oo,
compared doon sa dalawa, more fat
correct.
yung 98% kaysa doon sa
Correct.
99% fat-free. Oo.
Correct.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to make is these marketers really understand ano yung nagra-run sa ating thoughts. It's like yung
Mhm.
isang episode natin na yung zero risk bias.
Yes, yes, yes.
People will really, pag sinabi mo may 1% risk, eh, meron pa rin alinlangan. Pag sinabi
Mhm.
mong 0% risk, ay maniwala ka. Even if it's not the best option, people will swing there.
Uh-huh.
Right? Kasi it's
Mhm.
the concept of, ay, walang risk. Maganda yan.
Mhm.
Diba? I'm not saying it's not good, but yeah, of course, who wants risk, right? So the point
Mhm.
I'm trying to make is we need to really deliver our message, diba? It just makes you more conscious. So let me talk about, just very recently, Eric, I addressed,
Mhm.
alam mo naman yung pinagkakaabalahan natin ngayon, diba?
Yes, yes, yes.
So when I was trying to address them as to yung sabi ko, how we should all work together, I just kept saying, focus on what they're gonna hear.
Mhm.
Okay, so if I'm the recipient of your message, Enrico, what will I hear? That the reason I'm meeting with you is to pay respects because you are our leaders. You're the ones that we need help from you. We need your buy-in. It was a bit. It wasn't an easy topic and
Mhm.
news that I was breaking to them because I was going to ask them to do something which was to work together when right now they're not necessarily doing that. But
Mm.
but I really just focus on what will they hear. I just kept saying, never mind what you think, but what will they hear when you deliver your talk and your
Mhm.
appeal. And I focused on that, and well, of course, ang ganda ng feedback kasi
Mhm.
they really bought into the idea, yeah, we should really work together. Kasi sabi ko, first, I wanna pay respect to you guys being the leaders. Kayo naman talaga ang mga general. Kailangan namin yung tulong ninyo. Which is true. We really
Mhm.
need your help. And you also need our help. Number three, your leaders in those places will only go by, sabi ko, where the head goes, the body follows.
Mhm.
Di ba? So kung meron na yan basbas ninyo, everybody will do the same thing.
Follow. Oo.
Oh, I wanted to tell them why it makes sense to work as one, but I went back to this. Ano ba yung maririnig nila?
Mm.
Kasi kung sasabihin ko yung original ko, ang dating ko dun, parang sinesermonan ko sila eh.
Mhm.
So
Merong
it
ano, eh, 'no,
really,
merong fine line do'n between the sinisermonan mo sila or siya, yung kausap mo, versus yung pinapaalam mo lang kung bakit.
correct,
Uh-huh.
correct. And it's not that it was the same message. It's just that I really focused and I spent 30 minutes just saying, what will they hear from what I'm going to share with them? I just kept saying, what will they hear? Oh, that, they respect us as leaders, and that's why we're having the meeting. Number
Mhm.
two, that's why we're letting you know first. We don't want the people below you in your team to know ahead of you. without you having an idea. Number 3, we really need your help. Because if you don't buy into this, chances are nobody will follow.
Mhm.
So sabi ko nga, if I were listening to this message, it's an appeal to us to help the company and help ourselves too. And that's exactly what happened, Eric.
Mhm.
All because I really chose to focus. Yeah, what will they hear? What will they hear?
Mhm.
Dapat show respect. Yes, it's true. You should show respect. Diba?
Mhm.
And they felt really good. Sabi nila, very clear. In fact, nag-suggest, sabi nila, may I suggest so that, we will really focus on this one big team. Let's have
Mhm.
something to remind us. I said, perfect. You are correct.
Mhm.
So, Eric, successful. I think you know what I'm
Aha.
talking about.
Yes,
Merong
yes.
blessing.
Oo.
Immediately, may blessing.
Aha.
And all because I focused on ano nga ba maririnig nila. Na
Yeah.
nagmamarunong ka, mas magaling ka sa amin by telling us you're coming from the outside, you're new to this place, and you're the one telling me how we should.
Aha.
No, I don't want them to hear that. I want them to hear because you guys are the experts. I need you to help us and guide us. Which
Aha.
really is the truth. Nakukuha mo ba, Eric?
Aha.
Kuha ba?
Yes,
Does it
yes,
make
yes.
sense?
Siguro yung question ko diyan, sir. Well, before nung question ko, nanonood sa atin si Buenafe Frias. Ayan,
Wow, thank
ating
you, Buena Fe.
Suking Truly Happy
Yes.
Juanita. Yan, also Joanna Javier is watching us. Ayan, nanonood din sa atin. Thank
Hello,
you po for
Joanna.
watching. Type nyo na yung
Thank
comments, yung questions nyo dyan sa comments or sa chat para tatry sagutin ni Sir Enrico mamaya. So ako po, sir, yung question ko is, di ba sabi nyo, you try to learn ano yung maririnig nila, what will they hear. Meron bang parang step by step or tips kayong pwedeng i-share? How do you do that? How do you learn what they hear? Kasi ibang tao yun, di ba? Paano nyo nagagawa yun?
Correct.
Saan kayo nagsisimula?
Okay. First is, okay, I want to distinguish muna na it's not yung bubulahin mo sila. No, that's not what we're saying. Okay? It's not that you say things that they want to hear. No, that's not what we mean. Right?
Mhm.
It's really understanding, like in that particular case, I want them to work together. Yun talaga yung objective ko. Di ba? Pero paano ko sasabihin yun? So I'll use that example. So I kept asking myself, anong magiging dating nun? Pwede ba magtrabaho kayo as one team kasi magbe-benefit kayo? Pwedeng ganun ang sinabi ko, di ba?
Mhm.
Makikinabang kayo, medyo preachy. But ang dating nun, kung ako yung magre-receive nun, is parang, teka nga muna. Who are you to tell me that? You're so new in this organization and you're telling me things. I've been here for... So what I'm trying to get at is, to your point is, anong mararamdaman ko kung ako yung tatanggap ng mensahe? So to your, pag magka-craft ka nung kunyari, kliyente mo, Eric, para mas maano mo, di ba? Ma'am, kailangan mag-ERP na kayo, mag-enterprise resource planning kayo, di ba? Kasi ito yung sistema. You need to, ano ba yung maririnig nung gastos, new learning, tama ba? Di ba?
Tama, tama.
Ano ba yung ERP, resistance to change? Yun yung dating right?
Okay.
Whereas, if you start to think, and I like your question, di ba? How could I, what is it that I would, what they would want, what will they hear from my message? Ma'am, para maiwasan na natin yung mga mahabang reconciliation na kawawa naman yung mga empleyado mo, which is true, kung hiwa-hiwalay na system, ima-manual mo, pagbubunggu-bungguin mo, kawawa rin kumpanya, nag-overtime yung tao, nabe-burn out yung staff, and then the quality of work, ma'am, para maiwasan natin yun, di ba? You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You're now talking them through ano yung benefits sa kanila. Basically, that's what you're trying to do. You want them to hear how it will benefit their lives. You're saying the same thing. If we put ERP, this is what it will do. But you're now giving them things that they're starting to hear that, wow, accuracy will be there. My employees will be happier. I myself will be happier as the employer because, I don't need to be, running after them and give me timely and accurate reports and pirming huli. Or you don't even get the report at all. Nakuha mo, Eric? So,
Yes,
You
yes, yes.
put yourself in the ano ba talaga yung makukuha ko niyan? Pag yung sinasabi ni Eric, wow, that means better employee welfare, more time for their family, happy rin ako, happy si employee, happy si employer. So it's a good thing to have.
Correct, correct, correct.
I don't know if that, it takes some practice.
Yes. Actually, yung I think na parang in layman's term, no, yung how you do it is you parang role play different scenarios, no? So you put yourself in the shoes of your recipient, no, recipient ng message mo. So parang meron kang different message the way you say it. So kapag sinabi mo na ito gawin mo, ito yung ganyan gawin mo, ano yung magiging reaction nila? So you role play that. Tapos you do another way naman na you start with the problem. Tapos ito yung dahilan kung bakit natin gagawin to. And then ano yung magiging reaction nila? Yung sa tingin mo lang na magiging reaction nila. So parang ganun sir, tama ba? Na you role play
Yeah.
different scenarios.
Yeah,
Mhm.
naalala ko while you're talking, may isang boss ako. Ang galing niya his way of doing it was the same. Instead of telling me ganito, sabi niya, what do you need so that we can get to your goal? Yung isang boss ko, ito yung target mo, ha? Anong gagawin natin?
Uh-huh.
So it's not just what you say, even the tone.
Uh-huh.
Yung tono mo, di ba? Yung isa was very encouraging eh. Sige, Enrico, what is it that you need from me
Mhm.
or the team so that we can, get to the goal? Where, ibang iba eh. Di ba?
Correct.
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, I need help here. Okay, good.
Mhm.
Right? Whereas another one would tell me, sige, anong gagawin mo? Ano yung work steps mo to get to the goal? Basically, the same thing.
Correct.
Nakuha mo, Eric, but the tone is, tama ka, thank you for reminding me, the tone is very important. Because that will change yung anong naririnig.
Correct. Tama.
That's why, thank you. I went back to that. I asked the leaders, please tell us, how can we help you too? Sabi ko, how can we help you help in this entire process?
Mhm.
What do you need us
Yes.
to do or want us to do so that we can
So parang
make it?
you draw the answer from them, no? Instead of
Also,
giving them the answer or giving them hints sa mga trial, yung sa korte, parang may tawag doon leading question, tama ba? Yung
correct.
tawag doon.
Correct.
Ayun.
Yung direct, yung inaano ka nung counsel mo, dinadirect
Oo,
ka nung
direct ka
abogado
to
mo.
a certain conclusion, parang ganun, di ba? So parang
Yes.
ganun yung tamang way to, as parang coaching, ganun din, di ba? You draw the answer from them
Right.
instead of coach telling them what to do.
Yes.
Diba?
You gave me an insight just now. If you will just, iba yung dating, di ba, when people go to you, Eric, can I ask you for your expert opinion on this matter? I'm not good. I'm not techie like you. Can you help me? I'm trying to decide if I should go Windows or Linux. What's your opinion? Please help me. If I phrase it and frame it that way, would you be interested to help, Eric?
Yes.
Very much so. Because
Correct.
people want to share their opinion.
Correct. Yes.
Right? So,
Tama.
yun yung framing eh. Paano mo yun na nga, in a simple summary, hindi yun sasabihin mo eh. It's what they will hear. Di ba? So, when we say it's what they will hear, it's yun sinabi mo, I'm being asked. My advice is important to them. They respect my opinion. That's what they're really hearing. Nakuha mo?
Correct.
Binibigyan mo
Na meron silang contribution, meron silang value,
Correct.
that they are needed. Yun yung feeling na lumalabas.
Correct. Na tumbok mo. See, I was also learning as you were talking. Makes sense ba, Eric? Does it make sense?
Tama, sir. Yes, sir. Ayan, si Philip ko is watching us. Ayan,
Thank you, Philip.
Philip ko, si
Yes.
Gabi, the diva.
Of course, Gabi. Merry
From
Christmas.
Paranaque. Ayan.
Guys,
Si Buenafe, may question po si Buenafe. Sabi niya,
Yes.
selling, is it possible to say something and make them understand it as necessity, even if in truth it is not?
Well, I'll say, truth is, obviously it lies with the person. Kung ano yung necessity sa isang tao is, yun na nga, good question. It's depending on where they are in their life. Like most people will say, data or a mobile phone is a necessity today. or
Mhm.
communication is a necessity today.
Mhm.
You can debate whether it is. It's not really necessary. It's definitely preferred. But to one person, that's how much value they assign to it. And they say, no,
Mhm.
no, no, it's necessity to function.
Correct, correct.
Di ba?
Parang
So, first,
yung isang
yeah,
necessity is yung ano, yung mga ano yun, yung e-pass, yung ano ito? Yung sa
easy trip.
easy
Easy
trip,
trip.
yung mga ganyan, auto
Ah,
sweep,
auto
di ba?
sweep.
Sabi
Yeah.
nila required na. Pero kung hindi ka naman talaga po dumadaan sa mga highways na yun, hindi
So,
pa siya
you,
necessity, di ba?
correct. Correct.
Oo. Yeah.
So, yes, in selling, I think what the Buena Fe is trying to say, di ba, is you're making them see the value, di ba, of what it is that you're trying to share with them. So that's fine. That's the selling part. What I'm saying here is over time, and I understand this takes some time. Understand lang ako, I just focus, what will they hear from me? Are they gonna hear from me that I'm trying to push my interest over theirs? Or will they hear from me that I'm really, kind of counseling them? O,
Mhm.
example, di ba? O Eric, pare, bilhin mo to. Maganda to. Ito yung feature nito. What are you hearing in that kind of tone
Selling
and
nyo.
that?
Oo, hard
Exactly.
sell, hard sell.
Hard set, see?
Oo, correct.
Whereas if I say, hey Eric, how are you? Where are you right now? What's important to you? Lalo na with this pandemic, ano ba yung mga learnings mo? What did you realize? Di ba? And then, you know what, Eric, based on what you said, um, tell me, does this help you?
Mhm.
Is this, let's say I have a product or a service in health and wellness. Does this help you in any way based on what you were saying you realized over the pandemic? Anong dating nun sa'yo, Eric?
Ano siya, para siyang lesson. So, I learned something na, oh nga, no, kailangan ko nga to. This is a necessity for me.
Exactly. You just said it now, di ba? Because it's how I framed it. I
Mhm.
was asking you. I'm not trying to impose on you. I
Correct.
I first try to understand, what's happening with you, what's important to you, and then that's how I frame it and say, how much value would you assign to that, right? Now that you say
Mhm.
it's important to you, right?
Correct, correct. Isa rin yung statement na very important na natutunan ko rin, no, during itong ating mga experiences nga, no, for the past 6 years na ba, 8 years, di ba, Sir Enrico?
Yeah.
Yung statement na you don't know what you don't know. Di ba? Hindi mo alam kung ano yung hindi mo alam. Which is, karamihan sa atin, yun yung nangyayari. No? And the way to for them to realize na, oh nga, hindi ko alam na necessity pala yun. Di ba? Or, nga, kailangan ko pala yun. Is because you don't educate them enough. Di ba? Na hindi mo sila naturuan ng kumpleto or hindi nila naintindihan siguro. Kaya hindi nila na-realize na, nga, no, hindi ko alam to noon. Ngayon alam ko na, now I know it's a necessity. Parang gano'n. Tama ba? So, hindi ko.
Yes, yes. So it's exactly when you're talking, it's the way you say it nga. It's the way you frame nga. Kaya framing di
Mm.
ba? Kung paano
Mm.
mo i-frame. Yung iba, they're masters. The marketers, the good ones are so good at this. They really focus
Mm.
on what they want, what you will hear. And that
Mm.
doesn't mean yung nice words lang to ano. It's them, like you said, placing themselves in your shoes. And all they're really doing is that helping you discover also what you don't know, or maybe
Mm.
what you haven't put some focus on, and then showing them how they can help you get there.
Correct, correct.
Like a coach once told me, and you go, how can I get you to play at the games that you normally play at that level? I mean, you
Mm.
play at that level. How can I get you there? Because right now, we're not playing in that level.
Mm.
He said it to me bluntly. The same thing he would have said, Hoy, yung laro mo ngayon is way below. Correct?
Oo,
It's the
yeah,
same thing. You're playing way
correct.
below. Pero on that,
Oo.
what I'll hear there is parang, you're so
May
S.
concern,
Oh,
may
yung
concern.
una, yung kung sasabihin niya, you're here, this is where you're
Oo,
capable of, ang dating sa akin, it's imposing. Pero
yeah.
the way he said it, how do we get you to play to, the games that you've played, which is your
Mhm.
real potential, and you've showed that. How can we
Mhm.
get you to play there?
Correct,
Or what's
correct.
holding you back from playing that? Is there anything we can do?
Mhm.
Eh, oh, wow. Sabi ko, I get it. Okay.
Mhm.
He was my coach.
Mhm.
Badminton yun, when I was playing competitive
Oo.
badminton. And in the middle of all that pressure, we were losing the match. And the match was slipping away from us. He pulled
Mhm.
us gently, said niya, how can I get both of you to play at what you guys normally play? Because right now we're
Mhm.
not there.
Mm. Below
What,
normal.
yeah. Nasabi
Oo.
niya yung kailangan niyang sabihin, pero
Oo.
not in a way. And we just said, you know what? Yeah. And we eventually won that because
Wow.
because it came from us. We said, yeah, that's right.
Mm.
That's right.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
Yan. So, may question pa si Beneficer. Sabi niya, yung mga one-phrase commercial slogans, how effective can they be in telling customers their edge over the other competitors?
Good questions, Wenefe. And I like your questions because you're really asking to understand. Number one, yes, they can cause you to catch your attention.
Mm.
Again, what catches your attention is how they say it,
Mm.
right? It's how it's said, in what context, and the tone, and all of this is they really study this. Paano yung the voice over talent? Wow.
Mm.
If you've ever been on that, they will go through so many people yung tono nung voice over talent para mag-match dun sa gusto nilang message. So
Hindi
they
yun
have to match.
basta-basta na sinasabi lang,
No.
no?
No.
Mm.
Yung tono mo parang it's the tone lalo yung tone. I
Mhm.
can be saying, Eric, di ba? Pakigawa mo naman kaagad to, di ba?
Mm.
Or I can say, hey Eric, how can we get this, deadline? What can we do
Mm.
together to make this, to make this deadline?
Mm.
So what you will hear is I'm asking for help, but at the same time, I'm offering help. What can we do together?
Correct. Tama, tama.
So it
Yan.
takes practice, di ba? So, but thank you, Buenafe. Eric, ikaw, I want you to, it might be,
Mhm.
I'm trying to really, it takes practice eh. It really takes
Yes.
practice. Kasi, I agree. It's not that simple to switch on because we're so used to, do this, do this, do that.
Oo. Lalo
Di
na
ba?
kapag either parent ka or boss ka, di ba? Sanay ka sa ganun na you give instructions, no? You just tell people what to do. Pero instead, you show your concern siguro dapat. No? Dun sa the way you instruct, the way you delegate, dapat yung tone is merong kang parang concern, parang ganun. You tell them sa mga IT systems pa ang tawag naman doon RCA, root cause analysis. No, ano yung root cause, bakit mo binibigay itong instruction na to, or bakit mo pinapagawa sa kanila ito, or bakit ito yung sinasabi mo. Siguro you start from there, tama ba? Yung root cause
Yeah,
or yung why.
right. And yung message mo and tone mo, what you want them to hear is, I'm appealing for your creativity. Di
Mhm.
ba? When I say what they hear, it's not exactly the exact words. The message behind yung sinasabi mo. Yun,
Mhm.
that's what I mean by what they will hear. Kumbaga, kung ako
Mhm.
yung ginawa ng coach sa akin, what I heard from him was, Enrico, I need you to play at the level you're capable of. And
Mhm.
paano ako makakatulong to make that happen? Yun yung dating sa akin. That's what I heard
Mhm.
from what he told me.
Aha.
Right?
And
So
yun yung
that's what,
tamang way to say your message, no? Ganun dapat yung dating. Yung
yes.
framing. Ganun dapat yung
Yung
framing.
framing, yung it's what they hear. Parang gawin natin sports, di ba?
Mhm.
Basketball team, di ba? Yung ibang coach, pag yung huddle, di ba? Yung real game, ang
Mhm.
galing, di ba? Kalmadong kalmado. Gentlemen, we've been through this drill. I need us to play what we've practiced, right?
Mhm.
What what's keeping us from playing that, right?
Mhm.
What's holding us back? How
Mhm.
can we play at that level? See, even the use of the question how, hindi kasi answerable by yes or no yun eh, di ba?
Mhm.
How can we get you to play there? Is there anything we can do? So see, there's an appeal to you, there's a challenge, but there's also an offer to help.
Correct.
What can we do? How can we help to make that happen?
Tama, tama.
Makes
Yan.
sense. Yeah.
Tama, tama, sir. So, doon nga, no? So, the way you learn what they hear is you role play different scenarios. You role play different messaging, different ways of saying it. And among those role plays, yung ideal dapat na marinig nila or yung reaction nila is yun nga, no? That you show your concern, you show your respect to their opinion, to their role, 'di ba? And ano pa, you show na you appeal, no? Hindi ka yung commanding lagi, no?
Yes.
Hindi ka diktador,
Right.
kumbaga.
Right. And yung dictator, and let's get this straight, there are situations that warrant you to give instructions. Like,
Mm.
let's say, a crisis or an emergency, it requires you to give instructions. But
Mhm.
again, you can frame the instructions within yun nga, di ba? Hey, people are struggling out there. People have been impacted by this typhoon, calamity, or accident. How can we get you guys out there helping people, and what can we do to help? It's a
Mm.
matter of just getting used to it. You see, the moment it's the elements you said, showing them respect, giving them the authority and the responsibility, yet also making them accountable, right?
Mhm.
How can we get them
Yep.
out of there in good time? What can we do here to help you guys in the front line, right?
Mhm.
How can we be of add value to what you do? See, you're
Correct.
saying the same thing, but the way you frame it, di ba? It will make all the difference. Di ba?
Tama, na talagang ano siya, teamwork. Hindi siya
Yeah,
one way, it's teamwork.
right, right.
Yeah.
Makes
Next slide
sense?
tayo, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Next
So
slide.
this is the last slide. It's not what you say, but it's what people hear. I'll keep coming back to this because I'm pasensya na po ulit, because it's one of my realizations. This alone is so powerful, even in relationships. Di ba? Like, pwede ba pakiayos mo nga yan? Parang, hey, puno na yung basura, pakiligpit.
Mm.
Okay? Or we can practice and say, it would really help a lot if we got the trash emptied out. How can I help?
Mhm.
Oh, no, sure, I'll get it.
Mhm. Correct.
As opposed to, oy, puno na yung basura, pakiano mo nga.
Oo.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, di ba? You're giving, but what will they hear? Again, it's
Mhm.
not the literal words and tone. It's the message, the feeling behind
Mhm.
is what they hear. Does that make sense? This is really more the
Yes.
psychology behind it, di ba?
Oo. Again, very important nga yung ano, no, yung role playing na ano sa tingin mo yung mararamdaman nung kausap mo kapag sinabi mo yun. The way you say it as well.
Correct.
Di ba?
That's the best.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Correct. Ayan, Evelyn Casaneda is also watching us. Ayan. Thank you
Wow.
for watching. Ayan, may
Yeah.
question po ulit si Buenafe. Sabi niya, how do the credentials or qualifications of the speaker affect how listeners receive the knowledge that he talks about?
Thank you for the question, Buenafe. In fact, I don't know if we've taken that. No, we haven't spoken about that. But Aristotle has three elements of persuasion. Ang tawag niya doon, yung ethos, is yung credibility. Kaya nga, di ba, the powerful or the people that are able to influence other people very nicely show their credentials, who they are, what they've done, what they've accomplished. The other element is called the logos, or the data, the statistics, the facts. But the biggest part of the presentation or their talk is the emotion, or yung pathos, their stories. So to your point, Buenafe, important where you have those credentials, share that with them. Because yes, you're correct. It will impact the listener. Di ba parang
Mhm.
tayo, wow, this person has done this, done this, done that. Siyempre, importante yung ethos or yung credibility ng tao. The logos is the facts, the statistics, but the bigger part, 65%, if you're doing a 1 hour talk, 65% of that, or almost 40 minutes, should be on the stories, the emotion, connectedness. Wag
Again, the way
naman,
you say it.
again, yes, the way you
Uh,
frame it. Diba? I
yes,
am here
correct.
not to teach you, I'm here to help you think. O the same message. Think of
Uh,
me as your thinking partner. I'm not going to
uh,
tell you how to solve it, right?
uh,
I'm here to help you bring out that which you already have.
correct. Ganun
Di ba?
dapat. Mm.
Oh, yun lang yung sasabihin ko. I'm here to help you bring out that person that is in you, but probably you haven't seen lately,
Mm.
right?
Correct.
In
Yan
other words,
yung meron
go
ding
ahead.
sinasabi sa iba na walk the talk. Di
Yeah,
ba? Yung speaker or kung sino yung may nagsasalita, no? Kailangan alam din niya kung ano yung sinasabi niya.
of
Di ba?
course, of course.
Mm.
So I don't
Very
know if
important.
that helps Buena Fe, but thank you that you're constantly asking questions. It also thank you very much for helping us also get clearer and help us in the process learn as well, so that
Mm.
we also become sharper, so we can add more value,
Correct.
diba?
And maganda yung na-mention niyo, sir, yung kay Aristotle. Na siguro gagawin natin yan sa mga future episodes natin, especially sa 2021. Kaya abangan niyo po
Yes,
yan. Do not
yes,
miss that. So make sure that you subscribe sa ating YouTube channel, no, or sa Facebook. Join our Truly Happy One Facebook community. Yung link doon sa group na yon nasa description nitong video. Sa pinakadulong description, nandun yung link. Punta lang kayo doon and then join our group. Ayan. So, ang next slide ko yeah, may question pa pala si Buenavent. Sabi niya, how do the credentials, ay hindi, yun na pala yung kanina.
yeah.
Okay, nagbago lang yung view ko. Ang question ko naman is, what are your takeaways? No, post niyo po yan sa ating comment section, ayan, or sa ating chat dyan sa YouTube. Comment section sa Facebook, chat sa YouTube. No, type niyo po dyan. And ako, ang aking takeaway would be, yun nga, no, very important before you communicate your message is to do mga parang role playing. No? What will the recipient feel, no, or hear kapag ito yung sinabi mo the way you say it? Ano naman kapag ito yung sinabi mo the way you say it? Etc. etc. And among all those scenarios, yung pinaka-importante is they should feel that they are important, that you are concerned, no, that what you are saying is for a specific goal that will benefit everybody or both of you. Tama ba, Sir Enrico?
Correct. If you just focused on that, tama yung sinasabi ni Eric, bago tayo magano na anong mararamdaman nila? Maganda yun, di ba? Like, o nga, no? Kung ako makakarinig nito, anong mararamdaman ko? Di ba? Just make one last example based on your takeaway. If you needed to let go of employees because of the situation, how you say it is really what's going to make the difference. You're going to need to let go of them. That's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But how you frame it will make all the difference, right?
Mm.
So pwedeng, because of the pandemic, sorry, business is slow, which is true. It's a fact, di ba? And we can no longer afford to pay, so we're gonna need to let you go. Again, there is nothing wrong. It's not, pero yung dating nun, di ba, dun sa tao, iba-iba yon, right? One way, and again, I don't have a monopoly, and many of you probably can even do better than, one I would say is to deliver the same message that we need to let you go, but I would probably frame it and in terms of, I really understand, you've put in a lot of work, and obviously, this pains us very much that we are going to have to let you go given the situation. What I do want to know is there anything we, the company, can do to help you transition? And I know there is not an easy way to get this message across, I also do know that the more direct we are and truthful we are in the message, then it's better for both of us. So how, please engage us. How can we help you transition in this difficult time?
Mm.
Right?
Correct.
I've told you the same thing.
Mm.
We're gonna have to let you go.
Mm.
There's, don't get me wrong, it's painful either way.
Mm.
But when you frame it that how can we help each other move or transition, there is that call to action or challenge. At the same time, there's that offer of help.
Mm.
I don't know if that makes sense to you, Eric, but
Yes.
just
Actually,
practice it.
very, very important yung ganong klase ng messaging and the way you say it. So sa mga HR dyan na kailangan ng tips, pwede nyo i-replay itong video na to. Panoorin nyo ulit paano sinabi ni Sir Enrico. No? Memorize nyo. Ayan, si Benefe, yung kanyang takeaway. It's also critical that the listeners interpret the message in a way that matches your intentions to help and also credibility. Ayan.
Absolutely, Buena Fe. You got it. Yeah. So let's just be for 2021. Let's really tama yung sabi ni Eric. Dun papasok yung respect, kindness, caring, but still delivering the same message, right?
Mm.
You are still saying if it's bad news, it's bad news. You need to communicate. So this is not fake. This is not bola, di ba? It's just taking in all those things. And I like what Buenafes said there. Yeah, exactly. Di ba? Yung kanyang takeaway, di ba?
Mm.
Now
Correct.
put that in the equation.
Okay, and last message, sir, about our topic today.
Um, yeah, it really pays to think through, especially when the message that you have to deliver is probably not, something either controversial or something that's might be resisted. Go through this process. What will they really hear from me? Are they hearing compassion? Are they hearing some understanding without sacrificing what needs to be said? Don't get me wrong. You have to say what needs to be said,
Mm.
right? But also understanding at the same time, like, how do I make them hear the message that I do care, I'm offering help, and also soliciting their help so that we can all benefit from it. How can we benefit from it? So those are the questions to have in your mind. And one of the ways to make that happen is what Eric said: role play. Excellent. Because from there you'll get sharper and sharper and sharper.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Enrico. Ayan, humabol si Philip. Sabi niya, ang kanyang takeaway is respect the culture of others and learn their cultures, how they communicate, specifically for foreigners. Yeah.
Correct, Philip. Thank you. Merry
Uh,
Christmas to our
Merry
viewers,
Christmas.
and thank
Yes, thank you.
you for your support.
Correct. For joining us, no, for more than 6 months na, half a year. So we'll see you again next year, January 9. And let's end our episode our usual way using our Panatang Makabayan. So let's raise our right hand. Panatang, Panatang Makabayan, iniibig ko ang Pilipinas, aking lupang sinilangan, tahanan ng aking lahi. Kinukupkop ako at tinutulungan upang maging malakas, masipag at marangal. Dahil mahal ko ang Pilipinas, diringgin ko ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang tuntunin ng lipunan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng mamamayang makabayan, naglilingkod, nag-aaral at nagdarasal ng buong katapatan. Ialay ko ang aking buhay, pangarap at pagsisikap sa bansang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po and